Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a weekly message from Jesus. Each week we come to you and we try to bring you his words. I hope that you are assisting me in passing his words on, because I'm an old 80-year-old guy. I can't do much more about it. So I'm trusting all of you to help me with this. So our Father's here. Let's hear his message. Good morning, everybody. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for listening. And I want to thank those of you that are passing on my words. As Barry said, it's very important. Today, I would like to speak to you about wishing. All of you wish to do things. Now, the definition of wishing is much different for a human on this side than it is when you're in your soul life in heaven. You see, a human can wish for things in the future. I wish I could have $1 million. Or I wish I could do a better job at spreading God's words. You can wish you hadn't done things in the past, but that's foolish because the past is behind you. You could wish that you hadn't hurt that person. You can wish that you hadn't walked by that homeless person. There are many things that you can wish for. You can wish that you have a happy life. You see, there's almost no limits to what a human can wish for. But you can turn wishing into reality simply by doing. While you're in human body, you have free will to do as you wish. There's that word again. Whatever you wish to do as a human, you can do. But think about when you're on the other side. It's much different. Heaven is totally different. Now, the thing that we hear the most from people when they're returning from their incarnate lives is, I wish. I wish I had not hurt that person. I wish I had done more to serve God. I wish that I'd believed in God. I wish that I had not told people that God did not exist. You see, that's all in the past tense. Those wishes are something you no longer have control over. Your past now becomes your present. Because now you're being judged on what you wish you either had done or hadn't done. Now, over here, when you're in the upper levels, when you wish for something, it takes place for you. So when you're on my side, you could wish you were in an upper level. Because when you're in lower levels, your family can't visit you. You can't do many of the things. You see, the soul in the upper levels get what they wish for. If they wish that they were on another planet, they'll be there. If they wish they were 12 foot tall, they'll be 12 foot tall. They'll stand out, but they'll get what they wish for. Because that's one of the benefits of being in the upper levels. Now, let's say that you are over here on this side and you want to wish for your next incarnate life. Won't come true. But what we can do is we can establish a life plan so that when you return, what you wish for is in that life plan. But it's up to your free will to obtain it. See, there's no free rides. You are responsible for what you do. You may wish you weren't, but you are. So you see, wish, that word, we hear so much of it. Wishing gains you nothing. It's only through your own actions that you will gain. Life, a human life, as we always say to you, is very complicated. You see, wishing might be a mechanism that gives you a clue what you want to do in the future. Maybe you wish you could write a book. Well, maybe that's in your life plan. Maybe that's the way your guides are reminding you. But it's up to you to do it. Nobody is going to write that book for you. Maybe you wish that you would go see an aged member of the family, but you don't do it. You put it off, and the person dies. Then you say, I wish I would have gone to see him, but you did. You had the opportunity, but you passed it up. Action is the answer to wishing. Wishing gains you nothing. You can sit in your easy chair and you can wish all day. You can wish you went to see that person, but now you can't. Oh, you'll get to see him when you come home, but that's not quite the same. Wishing can be a wonderful thing because it can set your goals. Wishing is a much more valuable word when you're a human. When we hear wishing on this side after you returned, it's generally a regret. And maybe that's what I'll have people say in the future. I regret I didn't do that, instead of I wish I didn't do that. Because generally when you're here, wishing represents a failure for your previous life plan. Especially here, people say, I wish I had done more for others. You see, that's charity, and charity is a wonderful thing, and charity is something I really want all of you to do. I never hear anybody say, I wish I'd made more money, because money doesn't count over here. It may come to as a shock to many people, but they aren't bringing their money with them. But they do say, I wish I had used my money to help others, because then I would have advanced. I don't get frustrated, but if I did, I would get frustrated with you humans. You would rather wish than do. That doesn't even make sense. Wishing can be a lazy man's action. They can sit back and wish and never accomplish. But those that accomplish don't have to wish. Do you ever think of it like that? Wishing has so many different meanings. That's why I thought I'd talk about it today. For humans, it's a huge, huge pot of things that you can wish for. When you're on this side, wishing is a regret. I wish I had done more. If you're in the upper levels and you wish you were back home to see what your birthplace looked like, you can go back and see. You'll see the changes that took place since you were born because you deserve it. You lived a good life. You served me. You followed my words. You did all the things I ask of you. So a wish becomes a reward. There's no such thing as wishing for something in the future over here because there's no time. So really, I guess if you're in a lower level, wishing is a word of regret. In the upper levels, wishing is a reward. I want wishing to be a reward for you. That's why we do this every week. We bring you a message. If you follow that message, then we wish that you would be a happy person because you'll be rewarded. I want all of you to understand that your time is very limited. Do not waste it wishing. Consider every moment that I've given you as a reward. It's a reward because it gives you more time to follow my words. Once your time of departure comes, you can only wish that you'd done more because that is the end of your incarnate life. You will be judged for what you did. There's no more wishing. Now it's all action. Your guides will tell you what you did, what you didn't. Your guides will reward you, or they're not going to preach to you. They're going to say, you did this, so you're not going to advance. You didn't live up to your life plan. Simple statements of fact. And then once they say that, you truly will wish you did more. You'll see the other souls and they're advancing, but you're not. You'll sit there and say, I wish I could be advancing. But it's because of your own actions that you're not. I don't know how many different ways I can bring you my messages. We've been doing this now for several years. I've even had Barry write a book of them. Many of you are ignoring the book, but it's something you'll wish you read because they're all my words. You will wish that you've given that book of my words to others so that it would help them. But you're choosing not to in most instances, and that's something you wish you did. Getting tired of hearing the word? So am I. So I'm just going to say I'm going to bless everyone that is I'm going to bless everyone that is listening. I guess I'll bless everyone that is wishing as well, because apparently that's what Barry wants to say. Okay. So anyway, follow my words. Listen to what I say. Don't put yourself in a position where you wish you had done more. So I bless all of you that are listening. I want to thank you. It's Holy Week coming up. Remember how special that is. We will be bringing you special messages throughout all of Barry's shows. Listen to them. They'll warm your heart. So goodbye, and we'll speak again next week. Thank you, Father. I wish that I could speak more clearly. Anyway, Holy Week's coming. Great messages. We've done multiple years of these now, so I have an idea what they'll say, but I always love hearing it. So thank you for listening. You might want to check out our new radio show on Voice America. It's called Spirit Speak. exploring the afterlife. Pretty good show. So thank you very much, and we will be back again next week.